What's up, interwebs? My name is Cravol, and let's have a talk about Hearthstone, and specifically about Tavern Brawl. Now, Tavern Brawl has always been one of my favorite game modes, and as such, I have come up with a few ideas for it over time, or a few things that I'm just like, Blizzard, you need to do. So this video, I'm going to just go over my top 3 ideas, thoughts for Tavern Brawl, and yeah, let me know what you guys think of those. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts like that down below in the comments. And here we go. Starting off at number 3, the numbers game, I think, is one of the biggest things that just for a simple Tavern Brawl, Blizzard should do. And what I mean by that is, for example, your health and your deck size. For example, a constructed Brawl where the only thing is that it's wild and you can run 60 cards would actually be really fun, because I think there's a lot you could do with it. And you can add on to that like 60 health cap, for example, and I don't know, that just sounds really fun. I think there's a lot you could do with that. You would have to outlaw Reno Jackson just permanently, forever, but I still think that'd be a pretty good time overall. So, obviously this is at the bottom of the list, and I think the biggest thing with it is that a lot of people play Tavern Brawl very casually, and this would encourage much longer games. So that is a bad thing, obviously, but as a one-off, I still think it'd be a lot of fun. It's worth looking into, I think. So, coming up on number 2, we have one, and I just want to say I had this idea long before Journey to Un'Goro was even announced. But now that we have Un'Goro, I think I actually have a proper name for it and a bit more of an idea of what it would look like. And that is custom quest brawls. So my main thought process when I first came up with this was comparing it to the quests and like Here's the Storm and similar stuff. And then also going, a lot of the people playing Tavern Brawl are playing it for the pack and are very casual players when they play it a lot. So what I was thinking about is a Brawl that would allow for a constructed deck that a more casual player could play with, someone who might not necessarily have as many big legendary win conditions, and still allow them to actually think through their deck and make something good. And I think if you had 5 options for like what you had to do and then 5 reward options, I think that would work the best, because the thing is you have to keep it consistent so that people can actually build a deck designed to fulfill something like that. But there you have it. That's what it is. And if you're doing it on turn 2, maybe you could have a deck that's designed to fulfill one of 2 goals. So, you could see what your starting hand looks like and then go, oh, I'm going to take the one that I need to play a bunch of tribal minions because I have a bunch of tribal tags in my hand. Or go, this one says I need to play a bunch of spells that cost 2, for example. And, I've got a bunch of 2-cost spells in my hand. And I think there would be ways to make it a 3-layered system like that. So play, 5 spells, for example. Play 5 spells that cost 2. Play 5 spells that cost 2. Here's your reward. And even beyond that, to craft a reward, obviously, but I think then you start to delve into just too much effort for a Tavern Brawl is the biggest deal. I personally would love it, but I think it would take too much effort on Blizzard's part. And yeah, that would be the biggest issue there. Lastly, my number 1 thing that I would like to see with the Tavern Brawls is pretty simple. More cooperative brawls. These have always been super fun and are a super interesting take on the game. And especially now that you can complete brawls, or complete quests, with friends, and me and a friend have actually tested, you can earn your pack in Tavern Brawl by winning against a friend. So, especially now that that is a thing, a super hard, like even if you know each other's hands, a super hard competitive or I'm sorry, cooperative Brawl, would be super awesome. And you know, there's still plenty to work on. There's plenty of bosses that could be used. Personally, I would like to see Tyrande and maybe Maiev or Malfurion going up against something. I feel like you could have a lot of fun with that. But you know, there's so many untapped classes and so much potential for um, that system. And again, it is a high effort brawl, which is the biggest deal. And to be perfectly fair, I'm sure Blizzard is looking into doing something like that pretty soon here. But you know, it's just because they probably always have something like that in the works at some point, or like a modification to one of the older ones. But always more of that. Always more of that is good. And to be honest, if we had more than two cooperative brawls, I would honestly want it as a permanent game mode. Like it is that good. So that's my last recommendation. Also, less less of the heroic brawl. That should get its own slot when it does come around, and we should get an actual brawl. But yeah, that's all I got. So again, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And yeah, have a great day, everyone. Enjoy Tavern Brawl this upcoming week. Toodles.